Do we need to talk about the Game Awards at all?
I watched them.
I tried to.
I put it on, but I didn't really watch it.
I mean, I watched it. I did fall asleep for a portion of it, but I did wake back up and watch some more of it. I don't know. How can they make this better? Like,
well, it's funny because there was that controversy that they didn't let award winners speak. There's not enough awards. And this is what I'm going to say about that. If you were not a professional public speaker and you were on a stage and handed a trophy and told to give a speech, you keep that shit to 15 seconds and you run away. I do not want to hear someone who does not speak on a regular basis try to give a 5-minute speech about anything. I don't care what game you made. I don't care if you're the #1 game maker who has ever gamed a game in this. But that's what this is supposed to be,
though, right? Like that's what they're. It's kind of
an
identity crisis.
But it isn't. You
can't have Keeley like read off 5 awards in a row, just like, and here's the nominees, and the winner is, and then you go right on to the next one, just like 5 in a row, and like these are like
fine.
Inconsequential categories, or
sure they are. Every category of the video,
but
every category is inconsequential. If you want a real award, go to Dice.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dice Awards are real
here's
awards.
Your reward is my jizz.
I think the hardest part I had watching it was just like there was no segues or like people introducing games or like telling me why I should be interested in a game. It was just like, here's a trailer, and then right behind it is another trailer, and like all of the audio. Of the audio sounded like they were piping the audio like from the room into the trailers. Like none of it like sounded good as well.
I'm sure they did because they want to have the audience reactions to it, but the mix was not right, I guess. Maybe I didn't notice it because I was watching it like on a laptop, like through a Twitch streamer. With his commentary.
I don't know. Like, it's too much. It's too long. Do we need that many trailers?
It was very long. Well, that's how he funds the stupid thing.
The trailers.
Yeah.
And there's trailers before the thing even starts. There's a whole like a bunch of trailers for people who don't have enough money for
He's
the
not putting
main
those
show.
trailers in out of the kindness of his heart.
Right. You got to pay. I assume you got to pay to play.
Yeah. Pay to play. Big money.
I mean, the only thing that I'm like, oh, this is two things. The two things that were interesting were the Alan Wake dance, just because
I missed it.
Oh, you missed it. Okay. Just because it was unique. Like it was like, oh, okay, people are having fun with something video game related.
Right.
And then the orchestra at the end that had all of like the songs from all the Game of the Years, and Crazy Flute Guy was, I think we've seen him before. He was back. And he had like the largest flute ever. I don't even like it was.
Isn't that just an oboe at that point?
I don't know. It was.
When does a flute become an oboe?
It was fantastic though, like because he was like really into it, and it was like, okay, this is fun. Like
maybe do that in the middle. Maybe don't do that. Do that at the end. I don't know.
I mean, I could understand them doing stuff like more musical performances. Or, you know, maybe you do have like a stand-up come out and like another host outside of Jeff Keighley, someone who does like a monologue a la the Academy Awards. Maybe that's something that would work. You know, I don't know if Chris Rock is going to come out and do
right, but I think if you like
15
take the
minutes
more,
about
like,
video game jokes, but maybe
if you
he
take the more MTV Movie Awards approach to this, and keep
but those are
a serious one.
But those are still better speakers. Like they're still actors,
right? But you're still like trying to make
charismatic.
Just make it fun. Like just watching video game trailers. That's not fun enough.
No, I think more music. I think you're right. I think there's but the answer is not handing out more awards to human beings and letting them speak. That is not the answer, because all that does is that's going to be the most boring shit you'll ever see in your life.
1 minute max. Make it 1 minute max.
Make it a fun way for them to like somehow jazz up them accepting the award.
Like maybe there's like a way you hand them an award and it's cool and exciting and they don't have to say anything.
Yeah,
I would be all for that.
Yeah,
it sucks that you're handing out awards to these categories and it's literally just him like reading off a list of games.
Like if anything, maybe it's like here's
at least show like something from the game up there. Like here's a
clip of like this guy doing an amazing move in the game. We got like the best player at God of War to show you this fucking shit.
Right.
We got Johnny Knoxville hung by his testicles, and while he's hung by his testicles, he's gonna read the next 5 winners,
and he's gonna play Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I mean that would be more interesting.
Meanwhile, the other thing that's not interesting is when you look at all the winners, and Shipwreck pointed this out on Twitter, they're all sequels. Like almost every game is a fucking sequel. 2, 3. I know, but that's also. It's hard to get like super excited about that. It's like if you were watching the fucking Oscars and fucking it was sequels that were winning every award, like it would be boring. Like it would just, I don't know. And that's the problem with gaming in general, but we don't need to talk about that now. We talked enough. I
like the idea of the show.
Sure.
I want it to be more engaging than just feeding me trailer after trailer with no content. Like give me something like it's like, oh, this is what this game is. Like the developer comes out and maybe that's where they speak of like, this is the vision that we had. Like the part, like the No Man's Sky new game, whatever, or whatever they said. I don't remember what it was, but it's like the land we made Earth now. Like it's interesting to hear that person talk about like the vision that they have for the game rather than just like a game with mech suits, you're fighting robots, it's got hang gliders.
I think the problem is that most of these people are not interesting to listen to. And it's for every Sean Murray that is interesting to listen to, there's like 5 people that think they could be as interesting as Sean Murray that aren't.
Identify those people though.
Well, like Jeff can. Jeff knows.
Sam Lake, I like to listen to Sam Lake talk. I like to watch him dance because he's personable, right? Like he's got a lot of charisma. He's an interesting guy. Find those. I don't even like. I'm not a big the Metal Gear Solid guy. Kojima. I'm not a big Kojima guy. Like
he's
I play
good
his
at
games,
standing there though. He stands there and people kiss his ass. It's great.
Right.
He smirks.
Like, but even that, I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with that portion of it. Because like it's at least like, okay, this guy makes really good video games. He's quirky. Like there's some like provenance.
They're here to kiss the ring. They're here to kiss. There's the time in the show where everybody faces the wall and kisses Kojima's ring and jerks off.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine if that's an entire section every year. Like I don't know. Like it's just too much. It's too much. People cannot watch that many trailers just back to back to back to back.
They
get anything from it.
They can. Oh yeah, it's not that fun. They're commercials. It's like just watching commercials back to back. It's like watching the Super Bowl with no football, just the commercials. It's not going to go too far. All right, what do we gotta move along here?
I gotta talk about 2 things real quick.
Okay, lay it on us.
I was sent a code by our friends at Zen Pinball for Pinball M, which is their new pinball game that's like horror themed. And there's one free table that's really good. And oh my God, my brain is literally, this is COVID brain, by the way. I'm forgetting what other tables are in there off the top of my head. So now I have
LNO.
Stop it. You're making it difficult.
Oh,
you're not helping. But it is really good. I played it. I actually played it a bunch. Oh, it has whatchamacallit? The Thing is on there. The movie The Thing with Kurt Russell. It has Duke Nukem on there. It has a Chucky table. I believe those are the 3, and then there's the free one, which is like a Cthulhu H.P. Lovecraft themed table. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. It's its own standalone thing. I like how they did this. I like how they packaged it where you don't feel like, oh, what am I missing? What don't I have? This is its own thing. It's just those tables. It's really good. I highly recommend it. I also played this very relaxing, very casual game they sent a code to me for called Kingdoms and Castles, where it's a real-time strategy game, I guess, sort of like a Civilization kind of game, but you're just building your little kingdom. But it's very slow. There's not much to it as far as, you're not really getting anyone's really attacking your town. You're not worrying too much about that as much as you are just making sure your people are fed and warm and have places to live and you have enough materials. And it's a very relaxing, soothing game. And I actually like that a lot.
Okay.
And that's called Kingdoms and Castles.
All